Was this obscenity against which the Russian peasants revolted. A government which ensured that all people were treated equally was born out of the people's frustration that the haves would not give to the have-nots of their own accord. It was as Marie Antoinette said of the starving masses clamoring beneath her window in rags while she lounged in a gold-inlaid tub on a bejeweled pedestal munching imported grapes. Let 'em eat cake. This is the attitude against which the downtrodden have railed. This is the condition causing revolution and creating governments of so-called oppression. Governments which take from the rich and give to the poor are called oppressive, while governments which do nothing while the rich exploit the poor are called repressive. Ask the peasants of Mexico, even today. It's said that 20 or 30 families, the rich and powerful elite, literally run Mexico, principally because they own it, while 20 or 30 million live in utter deprivation. So the peasants in 1993 and 94 undertook a revolt seeking to force the elitist government to recognize its duty to help the people provide the means for a life of at least meager dignity. There's a difference between elitist governments and governments of, by, and for the people. Are not people's governments created by angry people, frustrated over the basic selfishness of human nature? Are not government programs created as a remedy for man's unwillingness to provide a remedy himself? Is this not the genesis of fair housing laws, child labor statutes, support programs for mothers with dependent children? Wasn't Social Security government's attempt to provide for older people something that their own families would not or could not provide? How do we reconcile our hatred of government control with our lack of willingness to do anything we don't have to do when there are no controls? You know, it's said that some coal miners worked under horrible conditions before governments required the filthy rich mine owners to clean up their filthy mines. Why didn't the owners do so themselves? Because it would have cut into their profits. And the rich didn't care how many of the poor died in unsafe mines to keep the profits flowing and growing. Businesses paid slave wages to beginning workers before governments imposed minimum wage requirements. Those who favor going back to the good old days say, so what? They provided jobs, didn't they? And who's taking the risk anyway? The worker? No, the investor, the owner takes the risks. So let him get the biggest reward. Anyone who thinks that the workers on whose labors the owners depend should be treated with dignity is called a communist. Anyone who thinks that a person should not be denied housing because of skin color is called a socialist. Anyone who thinks that a woman should not be denied employment opportunities or promotion simply because she's the wrong sex is called a radical feminist. And when governments, through their elected representatives, move to solve these problems that people of power in society steadfastly refuse to solve themselves, those governments are called oppressive.